welcome to the Monday show. What is today's date, Carla Marie?
November 22nd.
November 22nd. So we're a couple days away from Thanksgiving. Carla Marie is at her parents' house in New Jersey. As you can see, are those Christmas decorations behind you?
No, that's just the house.
What's on the stairs over there? There's like a little guy hanging on the stairs. What is that?
That's just, I don't know. That's a Thanksgiving decoration. A scarecrow or...
Oh, okay. You guys have Thanksgiving decorations?
The whole house is decorated. Like outside has orange lights.
Well, are you going to be hosting Thanksgiving or are your parents going to be hosting Thanksgiving?
Me?
No, like are your parents hosting Thanksgiving in that house?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Okay, so that makes sense to actually decorate. Even though Thanksgiving decorations were always kind of weird.
Dad, you are on the camera.
Oh, there's Freddie Marie hanging out.
I thought you were.
We're live.
What was he doing? What was he going to check?
He's checking probably the parking. Apparently there's a cat, I just found out, outside, out front, and I am like twitching to go save it.
No, you're not. It doesn't need saving. Maybe it's someone's like, roaming cat.
Well, I think it's a black cat because my mom said there's John under the car.
Oh, okay. And then while Carla Marie is in Florida, or in New Jersey, I'm hanging out in Florida. Currently in Fort Myers. I spent the weekend in the West Palm Beach area.
Yes.
And I actually got to go see my cousins. Oh, and I'm supposed to give my cousin Christian a shout out. So shout out to my cousin Christian. But one of the things I got to do while I was in Florida was watch my cousin Ryan's football game.
It's cool.
And apparently they've like already won the state of Florida for their age group. And I got to go to the last game against the team they're going to play from Florida. And these parents are insane.
I figured you were going to say that because I was going to ask what it was like watching that football, like a game like that with kids and their parents in the stands.
So my cousin is in, I think, the U10 division.
Okay.
So like 10 and 11-year-olds. The 12-year-old division was also playing games at that same sports complex that we were at. And those parents had like industrial air horns and flags and like they were wearing matching. All the parents were wearing matching custom-made shirts.
How old are these kids?
12 years old. It is bonkers. I mean, I'm telling you, this one woman had an air horn. It was like 3 like horn heads. I don't know, whatever you call it, like the actual horn part. And it had a big ass battery attached to it. It sounded like an actual train was coming through.
You know what's crazy is like if you tried getting into an NFL stadium with that, it would not be allowed.
Probably not. Security was pretty lax, to say the least. But yeah, they had cowbells, they had everything.
Court said, was this in Palm Beach Gardens? I feel like there's a lot more money. It got cut off money there in some than some.
No, so even though the team represents the Palm Beach Gardens area, the game was actually in Naples across the, so okay. I've driven across the state of Florida twice now in 2.5 days. Because they were playing, because it's like a playoff game, so they were at this big sports complex in Naples. And then on Friday, they'll be playing in Orlando.
Damn. Oh, at Wide World of Sports?
I don't know. It's at a big sports complex in Orlando. I don't know if that's where they're going to be, but they have one game on Friday, and if they win that, then they like stay in Orlando for a week and play 3 games in that week. And if they win all those games, they're like national champions for their age group. It's kind of crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, and especially like at 12, like you think this is the whole world though. And like
I don't know.
If you win, it doesn't matter.
Even in my 30s, I would think it's the whole world. If you put me in like a flag football tournament right now and I was one of the last 16 teams remaining, it would be my whole world.
I guess, but like you get nothing. It's not like, it's not like you're a professional player and you're going to win money. They're going to get a trophy and a jacket and maybe a ring.
No, but you get an experience. And you get the satisfaction of knowing that in that moment in time, you were the best. Like no one, I mean, they're 13-0 right now, undefeated.
Yeah, that's true. Court said maybe they get scholarships eventually.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing for something down the road.
Claire said we completed Hype Train. What is happening? Hype Train level 5 with 24 new subs.
That's awesome. Well, Carla, I don't have a shot with me. Do you have a shot, Carla Marie?
I do. I was given a shot glass. A real one. This is nice.
Okay.
And
what is that? Pirates? What is that? Is that from Johnny Depp's personal collection?
But I couldn't think of his real name. What is Johnny Depp? Not real name.
Jack Sparrow?
Jack Sparrow. Yeah, this is Amaretto di Serrano original, a liquor produced by Ilva Serrano, Italy. 56 proof.
I mean, that's pretty strong.
This legendary Italian liqueur was created about 1525 by a poor, beautiful young widow as a gift to the artist Bernardino Luini, a member of the Leonardo da Vinci School. She was immortalized by the famed Luini in a renowned fresco in a sanctuary in Serrano. Amaretto is Italy's most delicious and romantic liqueur. Its taste is so elusive, it cannot be described. Only enjoyed.
Wait, so there's linguine in there? What did you say?
Luini.
Oh, I heard linguine.
So basically, this poor, beautiful young widow made this for some artist who was going to the Leonardo da Vinci School, and he made a painting of her?
Well, Life is a Hike in the Twitch chat, Carla Marie said it is really good on the rocks, but you're not drinking it on the rocks.
And it's actually made in Lake Success, New York.
Let's see. D. Tarek says Amaretto is sweet and it's good, so you should like it.
Amaretto sours are what we just lived on in college.
That's right. I forgot Amaretto sours were like a thing. I never really liked them.
Should I do this now and then we can talk about like real things?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't speak before this. What's going to happen?
Maybe it'll like loosen you up.
That's
Why would you do that?
That's pretty thick.
Well,
I can't. This is not.
Down the hatch. From Captain Jack Sparrow's personal collection.
Is Seattle Cocktail Club in here? I need them to tell me what's going to happen.
You're going to drink it. You're going to make a weird face. It's going to take you a couple seconds.
Guys, it's like thick and it smelled like, I guess they're right. It cannot be described.
All right, well, just drink it. Let's do this.
I'm scared. I put way too much in there for a self-pour.
Cheers, Carla Marie.
Thanks, guys.
We got a first-time chat that says you need to sip it, but that's not going to happen. And for anyone who's new to the chat, anyone who's new to the show.
That was good.
You liked it? So what was that face you made?
It's burning a little now.
So anyone who's new to the chat and new to us on Twitch, basically what happens is we have this hype train. If you don't know what a hype train is, it's essentially a streak of people supporting us. So if you follow along, if you subscribe to our channel, if you gift a subscription, if you cheer with bits, all things you can do to support our channel, it creates a chain, and we try to get through level 5. Is that the phone in the background over there?
That is the house phone.
And every time we get to the highest level, which is level 5.
Call from New Britain CG.
Call from who?
It's probably a telemarketer. It's the only people that call this home.
So every time we get to level 5, which is the highest level of the hype train, we usually take a shot together. Since we are in separate places and I don't have a drink with me, Carla Marie decided to take that Captain Jack Sparrow shot.
We're good, though. Good. Moving on.
Feeling good?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't you have water or something? You can, like, wash it down?
I do. Unfortunately, I'm drinking out of a plastic water bottle because my water bottle's upstairs.
It's okay. It was already purchased. It's not like you made the plastic.
It's true.
So what? I know you went to emo night, Carla Marie, but what did you get into while I was gone this weekend?
Okay, so I went to emo night at Chop Suey in Capitol Hill, and I guess we went to the Fall Out Boy Green Day concert, so that was like a big event. Mm-hmm. This was like my first like packed venue, and I went with my friends Lindsay and Tatum. Tatum, who is 7 months pregnant.
She went 7 months pregnant to an emo night?
Wait, she's doing February 7th. So, yeah. So imagine, I'm like, we need to protect the bump at all costs.
Yeah.
So I was like, bump duty. She was like, fine. She was just standing there holding the belly. Like we were kind of up against the wall, but there were still people like banging into us. This girl almost knocked her out, I'm like, emo friends are supposed to be nice. Like, why do you keep purposely putting your elbow in my eyeball? So I almost knocked her out. But
so it was that crowded where you were against the wall in the back and there were still people like in your face?
Packed.
Okay.
And I was protecting the bump, so it was fine. But I was like, man, this kid is going to be so cool. She went to Harry Styles concert, like front row 2 weeks ago. Now she's at emo night. Like, she's legit.
Okay, but
And I
none of
got
that
to feel-
matters to the kid.
No, she'll know. She feels it.
Okay, I've never been pregnant. I don't remember what it was like in the womb, so I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah. So emo night was great, but I wore my You Look Great beanie.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that whenever Bamboozle or whatever comes back, we will pay whatever we need to pay to be vendors at that show.
And just You Look Great?
Yeah, because You Look Great was made for the emo audience. I got more compliments or more You Look Greats that night than I have wearing our merch, period. Wow. It was wild. I kept forgetting. People were like, you look great. And I was like, you look great. And one guy walked by me and he had a cat shirt on. And it was like all different cats. And I was like, oh, great shirt. And he was like, great beanie. You look great. I was like, you look great. And he's like, what's your name? And I was like, oh, I didn't want this to go that far.
You can still say your name.
I said my name. I said, Katie.
What? Why? Because
it's so loud. I know that when I say Carla Marie, it becomes a thing. Because you can't hear me. You can't understand. And and he told me his name. I didn't even know it. So I just said Katie. Katie or Nikki are like my go-tos if it's too much.
Why those two?
I don't know.
I don't think I have like a fake go-to name.
Because your name is pretty plain already.
Yeah, but I don't even know why I would need to give a fake name.
Have you ever give a fake name? Ever?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had to been in a situation where I felt like I couldn't give my actual name.
The radio fam said Katie is her go-to name too. And Katie's not her real name.
I mean, it is a pretty generic name. So it works for basically anybody.
I just burped that stuff up.
You okay there? Let's see. Mine is Catherine. Mine is Bill. Does every girl have a fake name that they go to?
Yeah.
My go-to is Stephanie. Lenny from... Okay, so if you're a guy in the chat, why do you need a fake name? And I'm not talking about like a fake email address that you use to sign up for like free things. I'm talking about an actual, you're talking to human beings and you're using a fake name.
Liz from Connecticut said hers was Amy.
That chick Ricky said people don't think my name is really my name, so it works just fine. That does make sense for Ricky.
So we did this. This is the first topic I ever did on air at Elvis' show. I was still an intern in college. Mm-hmm. And I'm not drinking more things.
Oh, you took it already?
Yeah.
What is
What is this? Vinegar?
Oh, blackberry brandy.
Blackberry flavored brandy.
Who buys this stuff?
Does Freddie Marie enjoy drinking that?
No, he doesn't. That's probably been here since before I was born. Oh, he bought it for Aunt Dolly for when she was here.
How old is Aunt Dolly?
Aunt Dolly is 94.
And Aunt Dolly kicks back blackberry, whatever it is, brandy?
What else are you going to do?
Ooh, that's gross.
So we did this as a topic. I still have the audio. I sound like a different person at Elvis' show. So it was right when I got hired. So my fellow interns then became my interns in one semester. And my friend Victoria, who actually went to Rutgers, and I did a topic about having fake names at bars in college. I don't remember hers, but I said that mine was Nikki Parker.
But you also, it's not like you were out meeting a bunch of guys in bars. Because weren't you in a relationship?
Not at the end of college.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Things were getting wild.
Let's see. Space_Peanuts said, this is the first time chat said, I'm a dude. I use a fake name because people either call me a girl's name or put a Spanish twang on it. My name is Luis. Did I just do that? Did I just put a Spanish twang on it? Or is that how you pronounce the name? It could be just
It's probably Louise.
Or
because he said, I use a fake name because people either call me a girl's name, which is Luis.
But is it just Louis? Is the question.
Louis. Oh. He said C. So why wouldn't you just say Louis? Oh, I guess if it's spelled.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's funny.
Well, we're dumb.
Louis.
This is an exact example of what he said in the Twitch chat.
An exact example of us being dumb. That's great. Fred said, I do fake names on vacation all the time. I've been Ezekiel, Carter, and Hondo most recently.
What?
Fake. Okay, everyone come up with a fake name and use it You feel so cool. Anyway, so that was emo night. I used a fake name.
I'm gonna be Alejandro.
I actually was texting myself topics that night because I was like, you're not going to remember any of these, Carla Murray, Katie. So text them to yourself. But apparently, I don't know what I was saying. ABC before PA and Nick and IC is what I wrote.
What? How drunk were you?
And I think, and I do this, I'm like, you'll remember what it means. ABC before PA. ABC before PA.
Yeah, I don't know. But while you're thinking of that,
I got it. Wow. Okay. Panic at the Disco. PA, which was really supposed to be PD. Panic at. I didn't finish the rest of the letters. Okay. Well, how does it, the beginning of, I timed it. How does it start?
The first couple words?
Oh.
Well, imagine.
Okay. So at emo night, for those of you who don't know what emo night is, it's literally just a person on stage playing what is essentially Anthony's Spotify emo playlist. Like they're not mixing songs. They're literally playing a song till the very end and then hitting next. It is like if you were a DJ when you were 16, this is what you did.
Yeah.
So that's emo night. But then they invite people to come up on stage and just rock out and feel like you're a rock star, whatever. So this guy grabs the mic when that song starts playing, the beginning of the song. And he starts yelling the alphabet. And everyone's like, what? And he's like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. And the O hits right as Panic goes, oh. And I was like,
that's great timing.
I was like, is this guy a radio DJ? So then after the show, go play the song. And then, because he was like in that crowd, like he grabbed it. I was like, how is he doing that? Like, what is he doing? And then the O hit. And I was like, that is the most impressive thing I have ever witnessed by a random human at a bar.
That is pretty awesome.
So it was good.
Oh, Lori just resubscribed for another month with Prime, and it is her 12th month. So
happy birthday.
We've just celebrated a 1-year anniversary with Lori.
It's Panic. What the hell is that song? What is it called? I Write Sins, Not Tragedies?
Yes. Yeah,
Panic
that
at
Panic
the
at the Disco album, and this was like a common thread for most of those emo scene bands, but that Panic at the Disco album had some of the longest song titles. There was Lying is the Most Fun a Girl Can Have Without Taking Her Clothes Off. The only difference between, there's just, everything was it was not even a full sentence. Everything was a run-on sentence.
Yeah, like Fall Out Boy. And anytime you interview any of them, they don't say the full, they'll say like sins instead of like I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. Or like my favorite Fall Out Boy song is Sophomore Slump or Comeback of the Year. I just say Sophomore Slump.
And those are still way shorter than it was on the Panic at the Disco album. And if I had my phone, because I don't have access to my phone right now because it's being used to semi-light my face. I was going to go through some of the names, the song titles. A Fever You Can't Sweat Out was the name of the album, correct?
I'll check it right now. But we did just get an awesome text from Ricky.
Oh, cool. A text or in the chat?
A text.
Oh, okay.
She sent it to the group. It hasn't fully been announced yet as to what she's referring to, but she wants us to do our own emo night as a group and invite people. However, isn't emo night like a brand? Like we can't just do that.
Emo Night Brooklyn is a brand.
This was Emo Night LA.
And Emo Night, spelt Nite, is also a brand. I believe that brand used to be called Taking Back Tuesday because they used to do a bar night on Tuesdays.
It's cool.
And then Taking Back Sunday sued them to not use the name, or actually sued them and said either change the name or pay us a little bit since you're basically using a play on our name to play our songs. And then they changed it, I believe, to Emo Night, Nite.
Okay, so then can we just do a emo party?
Yeah, we can do it. We could do like a scene kids party. You could call it a bunch of different things.
No, we got to keep screamo, emo. A night. Ricky said a night of emotions.
That
night of
too.
emo. Okay.
What about Twitch emotes? I don't know. Somehow that works.
I like that. Oh, Vicky said, what about emo night? KNIGHT.
That works too. We could be the emo Knights. Like that's our team name. Yeah. Like the Knights of Emo. Finding emo.
Wait. Can we get sued by Disney?
Probably.
Okay, finding email. Everyone remember that because clearly Anthony and I won't. I just got a text from Seattle Cocktail Club that said we will find a sponsor.
Okay. Let's do it. Are we doing this in Seattle, I guess?
I guess so.
Finding
Okay,
emo is
wait,
pretty good.
Did you think of that on your own?
Yes. I mean, I can't really take that much credit because I was just throwing out anything that I thought of, but that was one of the things that I thought of.
But I wonder if
Ricky
Seattle
seems
Cocktail
to be very excited in the Twitch chat, by the way.
I wonder if Seattle Cocktail Club saw me take that shot of that beautiful, beautiful liquor.
Actually, no. What was? Can you grab that
Excuse me.
bottle that your dad brought?
Dad.
That jug for Aunt Dolly? How much liquor does Aunt Dolly drink that you need to buy that size container?
He's gone. The one. Dad.
Does Aunt Dolly belong to a sorority and throw parties? Are you okay?
I think it just hit me. Fred. When he comes back. No, I'm finding emo is going to be the best thing ever.
Emo Screamo also works. Oh, there's one of the titles that I was thinking about for that album. Scotty Jason put it in the chat. The only difference between martyrdom and suicide is press coverage.
Truth.
Like, you say truth to the name?
Just that the song title is ridiculous. But yeah.
Yeah, it's not a COVID cough, is it? Or was that a terrible alcohol cough?
That was a mix.
Hey, the
Oh,
Kyle
sweet.
King.
Kyle is rating.
Yeah,
Welcome, Raiders.
I was going to say the Kyle King Show, which is what it is on Twitch, just rated us with 11 people. So thank you very much. As
Thanks, guys.
this isn't our usual setup for the record. Carla Marie is at her parents' house in New Jersey, getting ready for Thanksgiving. I am in Fort Myers at the Crown Plaza Hotel, right
Be
across
careful.
the street from the Dave and Buster's.
Ooh, what a time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, couldn't have been a better location. There's a Chipotle down the street.
Are you trying to get kidnapped?
Yes.
I would never say where I was.
I mean, I didn't tell them my room.
And it's not necessarily the people that like watch our stream. It's I get nervous about like posting it on YouTube, and it's those people.
Yeah, by the time
Because-
like the crazies find us, I'm gonna be gone, so it doesn't matter. Is that Fred or is that no? That's
That's my
AM.
mom. Mom, show your shirt.
You look great.
And look at her little pants that match.
You look great. Ta-da!
Oh man, the
No
Kyle King
mistake
Show is
for
gonna
that
send his
person.
family to kidnap me, Carla Marie. You're
You
right.
should. You should. Mom, I can't hear you anymore. Where are you going?
Stay
Wait.
fair.
Have her grab the.
Can
that
you
bottle.
grab me the blackberry brandy, please?
So I want to see if
Don't put your shoes on the counter.
It's a counter, not a table. Who brought you up?
you guys have serious problems.
Hey,
It's bad luck to put your shoes on a table, but she just wants to put them on the counter, which also is disgusting.
Do you,
Who
eat on,
raised you?
do you eat on the counter?
my shoes.
Yes.
Oh well, that is. I
My
mean,
counter.
yeah, it is her counter. You're a guest.
Literally, Mom, what? You just went to go put your shoes like soul side down on the counter?
Where is the bottle? That's all I need to know right now. Because we need to ask Seattle Cocktail Club if they would have any idea what to do with this bottle.
Mom, our friends at Seattle Cocktail Club want to know if you're going to bingo
When is bingo?
right now. Where are you going?
I wish I was.
She wish she's going to. I'm not drinking it. She's going to State Fair probably to get more Christmas
What
decorations.
is State Fair?
It's a.
Get rid of your father so he's out of the house so he doesn't bang doors.
Well, that's very kind of her, Stella. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So,
All right.
to Seattle Cocktail Club, the question is, what would you do with this Mohawk brand blackberry flavored brandy? Because I've never seen such a
It
thing.
used to have like a.
What did she say?
She's just talking to me. What are you saying, Mom?
I said years ago it used to have like a cherry look, like black cherry look.
Okay, but now it's blackberry and not black cherry anymore. Okay.
I will say,
12 hours.
I will say this, and I don't feel bad for Carla Marie at all, hearing Mama Marie talk in the background, because as the trivia was going on this morning, so if you're new to the show, we usually have like a 5-minute trivia game that plays before we go live, and I could hear them in my headphones. I could hear Carla Marie, I could hear Freddie Marie, I hear Anna Marie, but they're muted for the rest of the screen, for the rest of the show. And at one point, I'm like waving to Carla Marie, and I'm like trying to mouth the words, please shut up. Because I just heard the most insignificant conversations going on in my headphones for 5 straight minutes. I was like, oh
Could have
my
taken
God.
your headphones off.
That's true. I could have taken them off. I was
Seattle
monitoring the
Cocktail
show.
Club, said brandy sidecar, 2 ounces of the blackberry brandy or cognac, half ounce of fresh lemon juice, half ounce of triple sec, 1 teaspoon agave nectar, ice.
I bet you Aunt Dolly doesn't make a drink like that.
Oh, no, she doesn't. She probably just takes it back.
Is Aunt Dolly coming over for Thanksgiving?
I don't think so.
If
this
she does,
is from probably a different holiday.
If she does, you should make that drink for her and be like, Aunt Dolly, I got a special drink for you, and see how she likes it.
Okay.
And tell her it was shipped from Seattle.
All right. So let me talk about my day yesterday.
Okay, go for it.
I will admit this is one of the dumber things I have ever done in my life. Full-blown moment. My flight was yesterday out of SeaTac Airport at 6 a.m. For some reason, I had this plan in my head that I could leave my house at 4:40, 4:50, get there by 5:20, which we do.
Yeah.
Get through security because I have clear and pre-check in 3 minutes, which I do always.
When you dropped me off on Thursday night to go through the security at SeaTac, I was through in 3 minutes.
And so we've never had a problem, right? And we get to the gate. Well, I also think I left a little bit later because I had 2 Ubers cancel on me. But for some reason, all of a sudden thought I had all this time in the world. I started putting eye drops in the cat's eyes so that they were good while I was gone. I started giving them all treats, petting them, giving them all hugs and kisses. And I was like, I gotta go. Then the 2 Ubers canceled. And I was like, oh. Yeah. So I'm in the Uber and I'm like texting Anthony. He's sleeping, but I'm like texting him, this happened, blah, blah, blah. I'm on my way. And then all of a sudden I just text him. I go, fuck. As I'm texting him, I'm realizing what happened. I realize I'm like, I'm going to get there at 5:28. My gate is S whatever. So I'm going to take the tram. I'm going to be cutting it close. It says they stop boarding at 5:45.
And the S gate, for those who don't know the airport, is like the furthest gate to get to. You have to take a tram to get out there. It kind of stinks.
So then I say, wait a minute, Carla Marie. You have a bag to check. So I'm like literally blocks away from my house. And I was about to tell the Uber driver just to take me back home because I know I'm not getting on this flight because you have to get there 45 minutes at least before on United. Yeah. To check a bag.
That's on any airline, I believe.
There's somewhere like 40, somewhere an hour or whatever. So I checked United, it was 45, and I was like, okay, well, I looked, there's another flight at 11:15. I was so close to telling this man to turn around, but I was like, you know what? It's easier just to rebook at the airport. I'm awake, I'm in the car, let's just go. So I get there at 5:30, plus there's traffic pulling up to the airport. I get there at 5:30, my flight takes off in 30 minutes, and I roll up to United. They're like, you need to check a bag? I go, yeah, my flight leaves in 30 minutes. So he goes, all right, we'll get you rechecked. Like I literally had zero. I just knew what was happening. And I was just like, you're such an idiot. Like I would have been home at 2:15 p.m. in New Jersey, but instead I had to sit at the airport for over 5 hours. Luckily I have.
What'd you do?
Well, I have Priority Pass, which is like for lounges because of my Amex gives it to you for free.
Oh, cool.
And I forgot that I had it and they just re-upped. And thank God I remembered. I would have been like laying on the floor. So I just like sat in the corner.
Never lay on the floor.
Well,
Every time I see someone laying on the floor in an airport, I just think to myself, how bad is your life right now?
I know. It would have been me. I was so tired. So I slept a bit in the lounge. I watched the sunrise and had a great view of Rainier. I saw a lenticular cloud over Rainier.
A what?
You don't know what that is? It's like a circular cloud. I just learned about it from my mom who saw it on Pinterest a few weeks
like
ago.
A little yarmulke on top of Mount Rainier?
Basically.
That's pretty fun.
And I saw it. It was cool. So I slept for a while. Then I had an omelet and I had some cereal, some orange juice. I started working on my gift guide a bit. And then I went to my flight and I get on the plane and they're like, we don't have fuel. There's no one who works in the fuel department right now or whatever. So we got to wait for them to come over. They come over. The pilot goes, all right, we have fuel now, but I just asked them to come back and put in some more so we can make up some time in the air and we can go faster.
Ooh, he's going to go into overdrive? Throw some NOS in there?
I'm like, does none of this make sense? Okay. We land finally in Seattle. I have now missed Friendsgiving that my friends planned because I was going to be home. Miss Friendsgiving. We land and he's like, well, we got you here on time, but there's another flight at our gate. It should be about 5 to 10 minutes. An hour and 4 minutes later, we pull into the gate.
You were just
People
sitting
have to
there on the runway for an hour?
I'm
Jeez.
starving because all I have is this mini little omelet and the cereal at whatever time. These people have to rush off the gate to get to their connecting flights, rush off the plane. Then I get to luggage claim. And my parents volunteered to pick me up, which I normally Uber or my niece picks me up. I don't know why this happened. This
Well,
was the travel.
Don't you guys live like under the airport, basically? Like you're that close?
30 minutes.
Is it 30 minutes?
20 to 30,
Okay.
depends. I have to wait at luggage for more than 30 minutes, maybe 40. Luggage is not coming out. And if you fly Alaska, if your luggage isn't out in 20 minutes, you get a baggage credit or they give you free miles. United don't do that. So
United,
it's
you're
now,
lucky to get a napkin if you ask for it.
it is now 9 p.m. My luggage comes out. And my parents are like, we have to go park in the short-term lot because it was so packed. They couldn't wait. I was like, totally fine. I will come to the lot is what we decided. My dad says, okay, elevator, second floor by the elevator. Okay. I get my luggage. I start calling my parents and texting my parents. And they are not answering me. I am now walking around the second floor of the Newark Airport parking, looking for my parents, about to start crying because I'm like, they're dead. Because it's happened before. I mean, someone murdered my parents, not to them.
Someone murdered your parents?
In the Newark Airport parking garage? Like, I was like, they're kidnapped. So then I'm looking at their locations and it's showing me that they're on the other side of the airport. And I'm like, so I call my sister. I'm like, Ashley, Mommy and Daddy were supposed to pick me up and I can't find them. And she's like, first of all, why are they picking you up? I'm like, just find them. So her husband starts calling them. We don't know what's going on. I'm roaming around. I'm finally on the phone with her and I like turn around and I see my dad. I'm like, Dad, I've been calling you. He's like, it is you. And I'm like, what? I get to the car. Apparently they didn't have cell service or my mom's phone went into do not disturb because it connected to her Bluetooth in the car and thought she was driving. They were apparently also texting me, telling me to go right off of the elevator. I went left. So that was the first thing. But apparently they were sitting in the car arguing as they saw me walking going, my dad goes, is that her? My mom's like, no, hair's too long. My dad's like, yeah, you're right. She's too tall. That's not her. And they sat there watching.
And it was actually you?
It was me.
That's great.
And I guess he got out and was calling my name and I didn't hear him. So he was like, oh, it's not her. There was a chance I was going to be at the airport for hours looking for them.
You were basically.
We got home.
That's a lot. So between leaving your house in Seattle to arriving at your parents' house in New Jersey, how many hours had passed? Because normally 15 and that's not with a time difference, right? That's 15 real life hours.
14. All right, wait. I left my house, say by 5 a.m.
Okay.
And got to my parents' house by 10. Sorry.
What was that?
Like
noise?
say 10 p.m. I lisped 10 p.m. ish. So 7 p.m. Seattle time. So 14 hours.
Jeez, that's terrible. You could have gone to like anywhere in the world in that amount. You could have gone to Australia from Seattle, I think. You could have gone New York to Taiwan in that amount of time.
It was just like thing after thing. And I was fine. Like for the most part, I was fine. I just kept being like, is this a joke? Like, is this happening? I didn't almost cry until I legit thought my parents were dead. I swore to you they were gone and it was all my fault.
Yeah, you also probably could have driven straight through if you wanted to. Mike, I want to shout out Mike from Queens because I noticed that, I don't know if it was a first-time chatter, he just started following the channel, but he's already subscribed with Prime. So thank you very much, Mike from Queens.
Hell yeah, Mike. Thank you.
And thanks for having an awesome a handle that we can read easily.
Yes, look at that. That is beautiful.
And that's one of the things I love. And I think people who may not be familiar with our channel might not know this, but we have a lot of people in here who have made their Twitch usernames, their names, and where they're from.
It's great.
In some sort of way. Heather on Long Island, Jess from Minnesota. So it makes it easier for us to shout you out. And we just got the first time chat from Mike. Thank you very much.
That's cool. So yeah, that was my day yesterday. I was pissed, mainly pissed that I missed like Friendsgiving because I was happy to hang out. Sam was going to be there.
Mhm.
My friend Laura, Colleen. But I think I'm going to see Sam today. I'm getting my hair did at Dina's.
Oh, I thought there's no follow
So
up
Sam
there?
will be there. Well, my mom's like, are you going to get pink? I was like, no. My dad's like, I think she's grown out of that phase.
Have
and
you?
I said, sir, if I didn't have a wedding in 2 weeks, this head would be pink.
Yeah, but you're not in the wedding. It doesn't matter.
I'm not going to someone's wedding with hot pink hair. You're in the wedding.
So I'm not going to have hot pink hair. Who cares?
It also won't match my dress. But
Oh.
I might get some pumpkin spice, so stay tuned.
Oh, in your hair.
Mhm.
Okay. I do have a question for you, Carla Marie.
Mike was
There-
not tremendous.
There was let me backtrack for a second. So yesterday, as I was leaving the West Palm Beach area, I was leaving the little community that my aunt and uncle and my cousins live in. I had rented a car so I could drive across the state to Fort Myers. And I'm driving around this neighborhood and I noticed something that was a little weird. And I was like, man, a lot of these houses that I'm driving by, the front porch light or like the entryway light is blue. Now, that might not mean anything to you if you hear that, but we had an old manager at the Seattle radio station we used to work for who lived in like deep in the burbs in Washington. And he claimed that certain indicators that couples left out meant
Pineapples, white stones.
that they were ready to party with other couples, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Whether it was a candle in the front light or in the front window, a white stone at the front of
Yeah.
like a big ass stone in the front of the driveway, or a blue light on the porch or in the entryway.
Now, why is this significant to us?
Why is it significant to us?
Because we have a front light that changes colors.
Oh.
And whenever there's a Seton Hall game on, Anthony makes it blue. And I told him, dude, I think this means something. You shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, and that's fine. Okay. But that's for like an hour, maybe 2 hours max.
But
But there were a
Also-
lot of blue lights.
but it could also be so it does definitely mean swingers because I have looked it up.
Okay.
Because when you were making your
Once you
light the
Google
light,
it?
yeah, when you were making the light blue, but it could also mean support for police.
Okay. What if it meant both simultaneously? Like
Only police
only
officers.
police. And here's the thing that I started thinking about because I had a very long drive. I had about a 3-hour drive across the state of Florida to think about stupid things. And I was having a hard time figuring out why you would need to indicate to strangers that you party with other people.
Okay, yeah. Allie just said, so what are you supposed to do? Just knock on the door?
Exactly. Because even if that was my lifestyle, right? Even if I was like, oh, yeah, I'm cool with like all this stuff, whatever. I don't think I'd want a stranger knowing that, showing up to my house and being like, hey, about that blue light, you ready to go?
I mean, maybe.
Also, now I do think that the confusion for the pro cop / swinger light in your entryway. I mean, what if a cop just wanted to like knock on your door and be like, hey, thank you so much for your support. And you open your door and like, hey, honey,
You're
there's
like,
a cop
"Come
here.
on in."
Get up, get ready. Assume the position.
No, imagine, ooh, officer, are you here to arrest me?
And what if you not only double it up, but you triple it up, and it's like a cop who's a Seton Hall fan
Okay.
who also
They're not.
happens. Oh, and by the way, we haven't necessarily talked about it
Oh.
today, but I am here in Fort Myers specifically for
Wait.
Seton Hall, and that's why I'm wearing a Seton Hall shirt.
Blue light could also be Hanukkah. Thank you for who just said that.
Oh,
Hanukkah is
yeah.
this weekend.
Oh, also, isn't a blue light like an autism awareness thing?
Yes. Autism Awareness Month is April, but it
Okay.
could definitely be that. And Liz from Connecticut said she also thought that a blue light on Halloween meant you had allergy-friendly candy for kids.
We
We-
need different color lights.
Wait,
What's
like, what
going
is that? What is
on?
red?
Red means I think you have a prostitute, like a red light special, like a red light district.
Well, oh no, our light is green. Or I may have changed it to white right now. But green, I've been having to match our Christmas decorations.
Also, I don't know if red light actually means you're a prostitute. I just know that the red light district in like Amsterdam means that's where you get prostitutes. Or so I heard. I've never been to Amsterdam.
Well, it seems like we do need to start spreading out the colors of the rainbow to have other meanings because blue just gets everything.
Yeah. And then you've got to make sure that like similar colors could be confused. Like it's not a big deal if you confuse them, right? So you wouldn't want like, oh, come to my house for a daily open worship to be purple and swingers to be blue because they're like so similar that you don't want to mix up those crowds.
All the colorblind people coming over for the wrong.
Yeah, well, colorblind people, it's not like this. You're not colorblind in the same way, right? Like people can only see one color or see one color as a different
brown.
one.
There's like browns or reds.
What about just signs? Why don't we just have signs these days?
Swinger.
Yeah, like I love cops or swinger or autism awareness.
Did not think you said cop. I was like,
I did. I said cops as in police officers.
I was like, that's an aggressive sign.
Officers of the law.
Okay, wait. So apparently for allergies, it's a teal pumpkin outside.
A teal. Where
I did not have allergy-friendly candy, but I also didn't have a teal.
Sorry. Continue what you were saying.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
This is going to be a dumb question because I didn't even know until this year that there were white pumpkins. I'm assuming you have to paint the pumpkin teal. Like
it's like
a
bucket. It's a candy bucket. Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, but there are a few people in here saying "Go Pirates," and I'm confused because I've never seen them before, and I want to know where they came from. Plosin.
Let's go Hall.
And JSD. I feel like I don't see your usernames. That you come in here just to troll me.
Hey, I'm okay with it, and I know that there are some Ohio people in here. I know Fred, the mailman, is a big OSU fan, so I am enemies with the entire state of Ohio today.
Okay.
And if we win or lose, there's going to be a different state that I have to become enemies with on Wednesday. Either Florida, which is going to be real unfortunate because I'm in the state of Florida, or California. So those are the two teams that might be able to play.
Well, Mike said OH, so I have to say IO.
They're your rivals now, though. It doesn't make any sense. What are you doing?
Yeah, but they're playing Seton Hall.
That's true. I guess I would really cheer for anyone in the country over Rutgers.
Also, the mouse for your computer is right under your nostril, and it looks like it's picking your nose.
Oh, has that been there the whole time? Okay, now it should be gone.
Fred said, "Suck it, Hall." Are you gonna
Fred.
post? Can you post stuff and share it to the show account as well?
Well, as I'm there, yeah, I could do that.
Or just tag us so I can repost.
No, I will be posting. So the game tonight is against Ohio State. I know the rankings will come out soon. Ohio State was ranked number 19 in the country as of last week. However, I know they lost to Xavier last Thursday or Wednesday. So they might drop out of the rankings, and Seton Hall is undefeated, and we took down number 4 Michigan, so we might actually jump up into the rankings. There's a chance that both teams are ranked, and this is a pretty big game today.
Okay. Is this a real game, or is this like a tournament?
No, it's in a tournament, but it counts towards our season. It's a real game. There's a championship.
It's not a
at the end.
consolation game?
No. This is not. If we lose, we'll play a consolation game against the other loser from tonight's game. Tonight's games, I should say.
Okay.
So there's 4 teams that are playing here in Fort Myers. It is Ohio State, Florida, Cal, and Seton Hall in our bracket.
Cal State, Dominguez Hills.
Let's see. Oh, and by the way, I did get confirmation in the Twitch chat. The red light district is indeed where you find prostitutes in Amsterdam.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking for something that I need to read.
In what sport? That's a great question. College basketball is what we're playing. We're playing the basketballs.
Okay. So I've talked a lot about The Circle, the TV show on Netflix on here. And I'm going to give you the super basic thing as to what it is. I think it starts with 6 people. Everyone kind of lives in their own apartment on set, and you communicate with one another via group chat. Some people catfish who they are, and at the end, the last person standing wins money. There's a lot more to it, but that's just kind of how it goes. So I have always said I would be great at this show. I don't know that I would win. I would just be great, like entertaining on the show.
Well, I have said this, and I don't know if you're doing it because you're like practicing more often, but Carla Marie is actually the perfect person for the show because she thinks out loud, which is kind of what you're trained to do on like a reality show, because otherwise you're just sitting there staring at a camera. Carla Marie, there are times where I have to say, are you actually talking to me, or are you just saying the things that come to your head? And she'll say, I'm just saying the things that come to my head. I'm like, well, keep them there for a little bit.
Okay, exactly. So I filled out like the first part of the application a few months ago, and it's Netflix has like a box. So it's a Netflix created show, and it's like, please reach out to me for other Netflix casting shows. And I was like, why not? Who knows? Like, let's do it. So I get an email about a new show that's casting. It is called The Traitors.
The Traitors. Like,
okay.
Traitor, as in like a Benedict Arnold?
Yes.
Okay.
It says now, from the producers of The Circle, The Hustler, and Undercover Boss, The Traitors, now casting a brand new competition series for a major U.S. streamer filmed in a historic location abroad. We are looking for fun, smart, and strategic contestants to play the ultimate game of trust and deception. I'm like, okay. Have you got what it takes to make it to the end and walk away with a huge cash prize? So I'm like, all right, let's see. I have till March to send in my video, 1 minute or less. Like, this isn't crazy. So I click on the application and I'm like, let me look more into it. And it's got like a weird like logo. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the logo is supposed to be, but it looks like something like if you walked into a museum or somewhere ancient, this would be on the floor.
Okay.
So it says, apply for the Traitors US. The Traitors is a new competition series built on strategy and suspicion, filmed in the Scottish Highlands, UK.
Oh, cool.
So I start looking it up. I'm like, like at first when I'd said a location abroad, I was like, are we going to be at Stonehenge? So then it said Scottish Highlands, and I look it up, and it's just full of castles. All kinds of
that's
castles.
like gorgeous countryside.
Yeah. It says a team of players will compete in a series of missions. The more missions they win, the bigger the prize pot. What does that remind you of?
I don't know.
Squid Game.
Oh, Squid Game. Okay, yeah.
Could you imagine I sign up and I go to Squid Game and I die?
That would stink.
That would suck. So now I don't understand how the game works. So this is where I'm like, maybe I'm not good. So it says, however, amongst the players lie the traitors. The traitors will meet in secret and decide who to eliminate from their fellow players, known as a faithful. So there are traitors and faithful. You don't know who is who. Unless you're a traitor, you know the other traitors, I guess.
This is like, what's the Among Us?
Unless you meet in secret, kind of like the circle, not knowing who the other person is, I bet. So if okay.
No, it seems like the traitors are like a secret society, and then the producers will send everyone away like to their own rooms, but they'll let the traitors meet.
I don't know, but if it's like the circle, you are part of a secret society at one point and you communicate with someone, but you don't know who you're communicating with to make a decision about voting someone out.
Okay.
So it says, oh no, you do know. I take that back. Okay. The aim of the traitors is to stay undetected until the end of the game. While trying to avoid being eliminated, the faithfuls must figure out who is a traitor and vote them out so they can take the prize money for themselves.
Okay.
If a traitor makes it to the end, they are in with a chance of taking home the cash prize. Throughout the season, there will be twists, turns, and surprises for the players. A game of trust and treachery. Do you have what it takes to play? Then it says, if given the choice, would you choose to be a traitor or a faithful? Why? And then it says, no matter what, we'll get to pick at the end. So if I pick one, they get to pick what I want.
So what would you pick if they gave you the option?
So I was like, I don't know. Like, I can't, I'm really good at lying, but I also feel really bad about it.
Okay.
So like if I made friends with someone, right, and I connected with them and I was a traitor, I would feel literally sick about voting them out. Like that's not me. So I'm like, maybe I'll just go in as a faithful, be like, I'm the cute little blonde girl. Don't bum me out. I'm so sweet and innocent.
With that voice, I'd kick you out instantly.
Or I go in and I'm like, I'm so sweet and innocent. But I'm a traitor.
Well, what would you do?
I don't know. This is why I'm here asking the people.
I would 100% be a traitor. I think you've got the advantage as a traitor. Because you know who everyone is, so you have the advantage from the get-go, and then you just pretend to be really nice to people. And here's what you have to do. You have to accuse people all the time of being traitors. That way no one thinks you're the traitor.
They were laughing that apparently you said, "Are you strategic?"
Yeah, I mean, are you?
I don't know, but I can put the link in here if people want to sign up. I'll do it right now. But someone said I should host it. I wonder if they're casting for a host.
There probably are at some point. There's got to be someone who like says he's like
They
the Chris Harrison of the Traitor
They use
game.
comedians often, and then they give them Netflix specials.
That works. Well, a lot of times with comedians who do have Netflix specials, they sign like bigger deals where it'll say you'll get 2 specials by the end of this deal, and you could be on like 4 shows or something. Yeah, call everyone sus like this is Among Us.
Andrea in Florida from New Jersey said, when you're on the show, we will all know now. That's fine. This is actually great because then Anthony won't have to be like, I don't know, she's missing. You'll just know I'm doing something.
Or there's another show that Netflix cast you for, and they like abducted you like Squid Game.
But
Also,
the whole like,
I know I'm gonna mess this up. It's Squid Game, right? Not Squid Games.
Squid Game. I know everyone adds an S. Everyone
Because there
does
are multiple games.
It's
So-
one. I had to Google it the other day because I kept hearing people say games, and I'm like, have I been saying it wrong? Squid Game, because the final game is Squid Game.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Carla Marie and I got to the end of Squid Game finally. I don't know why everyone was so mad about the ending. And I'm not going to say what it was. I just wanted, you can talk to me on Instagram if you'd like, at Worst Anthony. I thought it was fine. I'm all for it.
But like, so the final game that they play is a game that, well, I guess all of them are playground games, but it's like kind of like hopscotch, right? I would say it's like a Korean version of hopscotch to an extent that
It's
gets
like
a little more physical.
Foursquare, hopscotch, and Red Rover.
I want to play it.
Okay. We could probably set it up. But it's different playing as an adult. When you're kids and not everyone's like hit puberty and like outgrown one another, playing with adults is going to get real violent.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, think about it. If we played, right, Carla Marie?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 5'11", 195 pounds. In a game
Yeah, but I
where-
could.
Well, you could what?
I could be a traitor and deceive you.
Okay, but we're playing Squid Game. We're not playing Traitor.
Well, are we playing Squid Game like on the show? Because then I could stab you.
Yeah, you could. But again, I just think the size advantage. Like if we were playing a game, Carla Marie, a kid's game where there's any sort of physical contact or running into one another, I would level you. Like absolutely truck you.
I know. And this is part of the problem. Like if there's ever a fire in the house and you pass out from smoke, I have to leave you. I can't carry you.
Yeah, that's fine. You're gonna have a handful of cats anyway. You're not gonna save me before you save 4 cats.
So
Even though
speaking
they're
of
way
fire,
lower to the ground and they could probably get out on their own.
so I think that my fire alarms ran out of battery. Yes, what's today? Saturday morning. So I was in the shower and my fire alarm started going off. It could have been from the steam of the shower because when I got out, the hallway was super steamy. So that could have triggered it. But then that made me realize,
No way. There's no way.
I Googled it.
Really?
It's real.
Wow.
So I realized I haven't changed these in a while. Let me go around changing all of them. Which, if anyone has a giant ladder, I do need to borrow it to change the one in the studio room because the ceilings are too high.
Okay.
So, first of all, the fire alarms go off. It's the first time Erica and John, or kittens, have heard this sound. So they're like, "Wah." Caroline and Max, they're be familiar with this from my previous cooking issues. So they're like, here we go again. So they're all running for the hills. So I realized, like, if there's a fire, I got to go find these cats.
Yeah. It's true.
And I had to evacuate our apartment complex once or twice with them, and that was not fun. But
Well, because
I
that
had to change
sound
the
makes them hide, and then when you're trying to get them, they don't want to be out, so they scratch the crap out of you.
Yes. So then I replaced all the batteries. I guess one of the batteries I replaced wasn't a good battery. At 2 a.m., 2 hours before I had to wake up for the airport, it starts going beep, beep. So 2 a.m., I have to change this battery. I go outside where we now store our like ladder step stool.
Mm-hmm.
Max runs out of the house. Thank
At
God it
night?
was the backyard. 2 a.m. I'm like, ma'am, what? Get inside. I put her inside. She does it again. I'm like, what is wrong with this cat? I wake up the next morning She is protesting because you are not there. She is sitting outside of your bedroom / the studio door going, "Wah, wah." And I'm like, what? And I open the door and she goes in there and she's like this. I swear to God. I pick her up, I put in the light and she's going like this. I said,
I
Max,
don't know.
he is not here.
I don't think the cats recognize when I'm there or not there.
They're looking for you. And they are. I'll tell you right now, because I keep watching the camera. John is walking around the house looking for me.
This is the first time he's really been. Oh no, it's not the first time he's been alone.
It will be the longest by the end of the week. I'm very sick about it. I don't
Let's
want to
see.
talk about it.
Yeah, I guess I don't think Max knows that I'm in Florida. I did offer her the chance to come with me, and Carla Marie wouldn't let her. But I don't
He
think,
was like, Max, do you want to get a tan?
I will say this: Max would have been eaten alive by the dog that my cousins have. They have a dog named Barkley who needs a little bit of training because he's insane.
Well, we got some trainers in here.
Oh yeah, I got to talk to Paul University and see if they can do like a virtual training class. Does
What
training
kind
have
of
to be in
dog?
person?
Huh?
Does training usually have to be in person for dogs?
Doesn't have to be. No.
I don't know. It's like is a pointer a dog? I feel like I heard that being said. There's some sort of brown thing with fluffy ears. I don't know.
That you just described every animal.
I'll tell you what. He's annoying. He's an annoying dog. Cute dog. But if he doesn't know you, he tries to kill you.
Okay. Well,
so there's
yeah.
that.
A whole chat is saying Max definitely knows you're not there.
Really? I feel like cats don't notice things like that. Like cats don't care. A German short-haired pointer. I mean, that could
Pinscher.
be it.
Well,
Pinscher,
that
sorry.
reminds me. That is what my high school boyfriend had. That dog. Speaking of him, this morning in my old closet, I found some artwork he drew for me
Who is this?
in high school.
Oh, an ex-boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
What
He
is
really wanted to be an artist.
Was it any good?
This is one sketch.
What is that? A car on the bottom? What is that?
Yeah,
it
it's
is
like
a
a
car.
PT Cruiser
It's
with two
actually pretty good.
surfboards. And that's our date.
Your Oh, like when you started dating?
Yeah, this is going in the garbage today. So,
I mean, it's actually the car is pretty good.
I mean, he wasn't bad.
What is he doing now?
I think he's a doctor. Nope, physical therapy. I don't know.
He could have a doctorate in physical therapy, so he could be both.
I don't know. He's the one whose dad called me a slut, so we don't.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, that looks like something you bought on the boardwalk. Like, it's definitely art. I don't know if it's good.
So that's also going in the garbage today.
Okay. Did he paint that? Is that on canvas?
Yeah,
Wow, that's
it's
okay.
canvas.
I take it back because I can't paint for anything.
So we'll go to a Laura Burkhart class together.
Here's the thing. Those seem cool. And I know that you painted with Laura Burkhart and there's like all these paint and sip classes and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want my own bad art hanging up in my house. I'm not 6 years old. Like, I'm not going to put it on my fridge.
I know. That is the worst part about those things. It's like, well, now what do I do with it?
Yeah.
That's why, like, I guess children's hospitals have art that the kids do.
And
like,
but they're kids and they're dying of cancer.
Okay.
Or fighting cancer.
Thank you. I feel like maybe there should be a place where, like, I go to a paint and sip because it's fun, it's nice, it's something I want to do with my friends, and then I can hang my art somewhere that needs to be brightened up.
Like where? Like a children's hospital? Because
A
they
library?
But I think it's only bad art is only good when it's a kid doing it. And you have like the story, like it'll say like Morgan, 6 years old.
Well, maybe we'll
Seattle
just lie.
Children's. Not
We'll
Carla
just lie.
Marie, 30, whatever you are. How old are
31.
you? Seattle, Washington. Let's see.
I'm not 31.
Jay Cross says you could hang it in the studio. And then also, there was a question because you brushed by it quickly, Carla Marie. Audrey, the only G, said, who would call you a slut? Because you said someone's dad called you a slut.
Oh, yeah. So my high school turns college boyfriend and I broke up in college. And I think it was even before I started dating my next boyfriend who was a mutual friend. I know that's not the best thing to do, but like whatever. I don't know what to tell you. That's what happened. his dad, who was a 50, 60-year-old man, would see me like at the beach area, like where everyone lived, and would like yell slut out the window as he drove by me. And mind you, I'm 21, 22 at this time. So I was like, whatever, loser. Like, but now looking back, I get more heated now than I did then because I'm like, F you, old man. That is harassment.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, like living in today's world, first of all, I wasn't a slut. That's one. Two, let's drop that word because it shouldn't be a meaning for anything. Even if I was going out banging 100 dudes, shouldn't have mattered. By the way, my parents aren't home anyway, so I can say that. But like, get over yourself, old man. And people like his friends were like telling him, like, you're like, it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
like, grow up.
That is embarrassing for a grown ass man. Listen, if your ex-boyfriend saw you and screamed it out as another 20-something who was heartbroken and upset, like, there's at least a way to rationalize it and be like, you know. But if you're a grown ass man picking on a recently graduated college girl and screaming at her in public, like, you've got serious problems.
Yeah. And Krisha, you're right. She said no girl is a slut, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, thank you. So at the end, like, it's great. His son ended up getting married. They have a kid. Like, you attacked me for essentially giving him a better life. We should not have been together. We had been together for 5 years from when we were kids. Like, this is what happens. People get broken up with. Like, whatever.
Speaking of which, Carla Marie, there's something I think we need to talk about.
Okay. Looking back, I wish that I did more in that, like, I wish I reported him. I wish that but I also didn't want to do that to my ex because I wasn't a raging psychopath, right? Like, I didn't want him to deal with the he didn't. I think friends, I like kind of stopped talking to him. I think friends were like, dude, that's embarrassing. He's like, I can't control my dad.
Which, I mean, also true. I mean, he's a grown ass man. He's going to do what he wants, even if doing what he wants means he's going to embarrass himself and everyone around him.
Yeah, so that was a 60-something-year-old man yelling at a 22-year-old female about, what year was that? 10, 12 years ago. So imagine, like, now that happening.
I can imagine there's a lot of ways, there's a lot of places and a lot of situations I don't want my life to end up in, right? Like, I don't want to end up in 30 years being the crazy guy who gets kicked off an airplane. I guarantee you, I definitely don't want to be the crazy 50 to 60-year-old man who's screaming at young women at the beach like a lunatic.
Here's my next question. Are you, like, if you have a daughter and some guy cheats on her and she's like 20 and she's like crying,
what?
Are you going to be like, I'm going to go beat him up?
If it was just cheating, I wouldn't beat him up. I would just I would talk to my daughter about how, you know, even though that stinks and you're hurting right now, he's clearly proven he's not the person for you. Yeah. And that sucks, and it'll make sense down the road. It's not going to make sense now. I don't know if I'd beat him up. If anyone like assaulted my daughter or something like that, I would absolutely, I'd go to jail. Yeah. I mean, I would do that for like my cousins, and I would do that for almost anyone right now. So, but I don't know if I would fight someone or attack a kid at the end of the day, because you have to remember, I'm a grown-ass man at this point with kids. I don't know if I would attack another person's child for cheating on my child.
Well, yeah, you do the math, you would be probably like 60-something.
Yeah. Also, and that's if the kid's in his 20s, like, there's a good chance at that point he could sock me in the face, and that's even more embarrassing.
Fred the mailman said, God help any creepy bastard who calls my daughter a slut for dumping his dusty ass son.
Exactly.
My dad kept saying to me, you tell me. He was like, tell me what you want, and I will do. And I was like, no, there's no reason.
Now, would I fight another dad if that was the situation? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, I would fight another dad.
Freddie Marie was going to go find someone to break his kneecaps, probably.
Yeah. Slash his tires, something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't
think about it today. Like, I want to go slash his tires, but like, he's not going to know it was me. And what's the point?
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. I was talking to my my uncle, who I was visiting in the West Palm Beach area, and after we drove to Naples, we went outside the hotel, had a drink together, and we were just talking about the kids and being a parent in Florida, because he moved his kids from New Jersey to Florida, and I was asking him how the kids are doing in their schools. He's like, you know what's funny? He's like, kids are rarely the problem. He goes, it's always the parents who are getting more involved than they should be who become the problem. And he was talking about how, like, yeah, sometimes there's kids who pick on one another and there's kids who get into arguments. He's like, but at some point, yeah, if it gets to like physical altercations, you want to step in. He's like, but just because someone is mean to my kid doesn't mean I'm going to step in immediately. Like at some point,
they need to work it out. Yeah.
Needs to learn how to work it out. And I think it goes back to what you were asking about if someone cheated on my daughter down the road, which hopefully I don't have, but if I do, I'll deal with it.
A daughter or?
Yeah, a daughter. No, but at some point, like she's going to have to deal with heartbreak. She's going to have to deal with people who show that they can't be trusted or who break their trust, you know? So I wouldn't necessarily need to step in.
And they just got home and they're whispering. That's why I'm trying not to laugh.
Oh,
we
also,
were just
I don't know
talking about.
if you saw before, I was glancing out the window. There's a pool directly to my left, and there was a woman doing like some sort of pool aerobics for a little bit by herself. She was like doing, I don't know,
being a creep?
She was doing this stuff
That
in the
song
pool by herself.
Hey, wait, ooh, I wanna know. That's always the pool aerobic song. We were talking about the person who made these for me and how his dad harassed me after I broke up with him. Do you remember?
They still don't talk to us. They see us. They walk by. I saw her in ShopRite the other day.
What happened? What was that?
My mom saw his mom in ShopRite the other day, and she wouldn't even say hi to my mom.
And I didn't say hi to her either.
I mean, do you want to say hi? Like, what are you going to even talk about?
No. What?
Wait till Anthony's father harasses you.
My dad just said, "Wait till Anthony's father harasses you."
My dad doesn't even harass me. I don't think my dad's he's not a harasser. Really.
Yeah.
My dad is very much subscribes to the out of sight, out of mind. I'm just not going to pay attention to you.
Yeah. Chris Paolello's in here. He said, if someone breaks my daughter's heart, I'm breaking their heart. Great Instagram.
I would want to.
Yeah.
I would want to do that. But at some point, I'd have to be like, I'm an adult and I can't pick on a little kid.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, Chris has 2 daughters. And his Instagram is very funny. Things that they do. But
let's see.
Yeah, I can see him beating them up.
Beating who up?
He will do that
one
day.
I don't know. I just don't want to beat up a kid. Although there are times where I see kids being idiots in public, and I do want to give them a little bop. Like
I'm telling you, my business where parents hire strangers to scare the crap out of their kids.
It is time to go. Here's the reason I do have to get out of here. I was just informed right before we started the show. So my friend Steve, who I'm staying with this weekend, and I also found out my friend John, so both Steve and John from the Roosevelts are going to be down here.
John's coming too?
I believe so. He told me right before we went on today that he thinks he may have only booked the hotel for today, which means now that it's a little past noon, if that is the case, they're going to be kicking me out soon. So I have to now call the front desk and make sure that we have the reservation until Thursday morning. So
this is the most Steve thing to do. Well, I just wanted to do a quick haul to see what my parents got at the store.
Oh, what do they got?
So they went to State Fair, which is like a decoration place, and then in the summer it turns into like a pool landscape place. Oh, just killing the environment with some tinsel.
Okay.
That was gonna stick in the tree.
In the Christmas tree, this is going to go in.
What is that?
I don't know, but I'm
You
covering
know what's
glitter
crazy
over
is
it.
someone had to have the idea to make whatever that thing is.
More of them.
Wait,
so many.
Can you hold that up to the screen for more
Yeah,
than a
hold
second?
on. I just want to get this out.
Okay, the candy canes make sense. But that other thing? Yeah, like,
What is it?
what is it and why did someone make it is the
Why
question.
Are you kidding me?
Make sure that
They
people, make sure everyone
like-
can see it.
They tie wrapped it together and then painted over it.
The things that people make and make money off of.
Oh, wait, what's
Wild.
this?
Yeah, all that glitter is also giving me anxiety, Martha.
Everywhere. Okay.
I'll tell
tinsel's
you-
really bad for the environment.
I'll tell you what the Maries as a family love.
I take him impression.
The Maries love glitter. It's weird.
They do. I don't.
I don't know. You definitely have glitter like in your blood living in that house that long. You have glitter blood.
I do, but not like, you still have like dormant genes. That's my dormant gene.
Let's see. When are the serial killers joining the show?
We got to figure that out because they talked about us in their last podcast.
Oh, I've got to listen to the most recent one then.
I screamed when I heard it. And go buy their candles from Wax Cabin. Actually, we did Wax Cabin candle collab earlier this year. They have one that they're doing right now. They have frosty snowballs and peppermint something.
And they have
we got
great
them.
labels.
They smell great. Mm-hmm.
And I will say this: buy their candles, but just don't buy more than you bought for us because we still hold, I believe, the podcasting record for Wax Cabin Candle Company collaborations. So
Truth.
we want to keep that record without selling more candles.
Yes. Okay, but yes, it is time to go. Erica, congrats. She says she starts her new job tomorrow, so that'll be exciting. And tomorrow, I think I'm going to be live from Little Words Project headquarters. I'm going to do the show.
I'm actually going to see if I can do the show from by the pool tomorrow.
All right, cool.
So we'll see how that goes. I don't necessarily love this setup right now.
The aesthetic is not what we do.
And I've got a lot of light in my face, which is making me look like a ghost. It's really weird.
Okay.
Like I look whiter than I've ever looked in my whole life right now.
I mean, you live in Seattle.
It is what it is. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. To everyone who lives in the state of Ohio, I hope your team loses tonight. Go Hall.
Ohio.